Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you live from the Costco parking lot here. About to run in there. I got to get some tape and some scissors, mostly for some wrapping some presents today that put out around the tree. I saw a report basically about the rollout of what used to be called the WWE Network coming to Netflix. I guess this is going to be what is rolled out January 1st. It overall doesn't look like a very good WWE network. I think it's going to be awesome. That something that I was looking for back in the day when I was wanting to cut the cord and not have a cable bill. Being able to watch WWE Monday Night Raw on Monday, the debatable #1 show in WWE TV these days. Yeah, it goes back and forth. Sometimes they care more about SmackDown. Sometimes it seems more often than not they care more about Monday Night Raw. I think that's going to be awesome. There was a point in my life when that was like the #1 thing that I wanted to see on TV more than anything. Other than that was just trying to keep up with sports, watching, live games, as well as like PTI, Around the Horn, Sports Center, being able to see sports highlights. Overall now, I use YouTube TV. I know the price is going to be going up. That sucks, but I think they're at a point in my life where I'm used to paying it. It is what it is. I'll just keep going with it, and unless something new comes out along the way. But the rollout for the WWE experience on Netflix does not look good. If you go back to 2013 to 2014 wrestling YouTube talk, there was a lot of talk about, with the WWE Network coming out, should you sell your DVDs now before everything is available on the WWE Network? I will tell you, the first few years of the WWE Network, it was an awesome experience. WWE Day 1 rolled out, I believe, all of the Raws, all of the Nitros, tons of ECW, all of the WWE pay-per-views, all of the WCW pay-per-views, as well as like various older wrestling promotions that were ran around the country. And I felt like they really tried to pump out new specials. The specials they would repackage as DVDs for a couple of years to put them out with complete disc sets and things like that. They were always trying to find something new. For a while, they had something called the WWE Vault on there, where it wasn't on there for long term. It would make sense to me that the WWE Vault would kind of be like the new releases, stuff we found that we think you want to watch, and they would just sort of keep it on there and move it from the Vault section to the normal section, and then the next month be like some new stuff. But the Vault kind of seemed like an everflow of like stuff coming and stuff going. If you go back to like the WCW All-Nighters were up there. They once found an old NWA Atlanta Omni house show that was a really big match. A lot of people from old school wrestling really cared about that. I remember Tommy Dreamer pouring out his heart that he's so glad that he was able to see that match, and the only way was to see it was that 1 month that it was featured on the WWE Network. Well, the people like me, the people like Jem, that held on to their DVDs, it looks like in the long run, if you still care about wrestling 10 plus years later, you're going to win. As of right now, the way I look at what the Netflix rollout is for the WWE Network, we are really going to miss what we once had. I think that it's just one of those things that we're going to look back on and just be like, man, for those 10 years, we basically got all of the WWE archives that they uploaded up there. We've got all of the WWE pay-per-views, and all it really cost us was $10 a month. Once the writing was on the wall that the WWE Network was going to move to Peacock, they no longer cared. But they did pretty much package up about 80% of what they had on their platform, move that over, and put it on Peacock. I thought that it was an awesome deal. It was half the price. It was only $5 a month at first, I believe. You got the archives that they gave us. They gave us all of the WWE pay-per-views. We got to watch The Office as much as we wanted to on there. And overall it was a good deal. But you slowly noticed after about a year, the one big thing that I think we got on Peacock that we never got on the WWE Network was the release of some of the Coliseum home videos from mostly like the 1980s to 90s section. We never really got deep with like WWF video, WWE video, WCW classics. There's a lot of VHSs that are still unwatchable on the WWE Network. So there was still a lot to be given, and we just realized one day we get like a special a year. There's no more releases coming. They aren't releasing DVDs, so there's no real way to get footage in our hands to be able to watch, to be able to be like, man, I'm seeing something new. You're just watching the same stuff basically over and over repackaged, much like the Eric Bischoff Monday Night War interview in front of the Monday Night Raw stage that we saw on like countless DVD documentaries over and over and over again until they finally did a new Eric Bischoff interview, I believe, for the NWO Revolution documentary that came out. That was like the first time it was like, holy shit, he actually sat down in front of a camera. But I don't know. It looks like we're basically going to get what they pick of like 30 to 40 WWE pay-per-views that are up there. In March, they're going to reshuffle the deck. There's no really rhyme or reason. It's not like the month of October. They're going to give us Halloween Havoc. They're going to give us Hell in the Cell. They're going to give us, it's sort of October-themed Fall Brawl style. I'm sorry to use so many WCW references there, but like, it's something that goes along with the month. Like every April, it just turns into like WrestleMania season, SummerSlam, July and August. They just pump that stuff, Bash at the Beach. They sort of give us that. It reminds me a lot of what WWE 24/7 Classics was. If you remember that was back like in like, I want to say that was like 2004, 2005. You had to like subscribe through Comcast. It wasn't actually a channel. It was the on-demand feature. It cost like $8 a month. Every 2 weeks, I think you got like 2 episodes of Nitro and Raw. This stuff wasn't there. It was like it was almost like WWE gave them a hard drive and was like, here, this is what you get. And then basically everything was taken down. So you had like a time limit of how long things were going to be there in order to watch them. I think that's basically what Netflix is going to turn into. Them being able to have like a constant server of just everything, ECW, WCW, WWE, kind of seems like a bunch. But I'm really hoping that like WWE documentaries are heavily featured on there. I'm really hoping that they have some sort of a deal to roll out new ones as new people come along that deserve them, like Drew McIntyre, or maybe like something on the history of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, that could cover their past, before WWE, and as well as the 1,000 matches that they've had inside of WWE and their feud and their time where they were friends tag teaming against Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens, something like that, a Fight Forever documentary. That would be really, really cool, as well as it would be a really, really good DVD set if somebody ever made that and put it out. But I don't know. I mean, I'm getting older. It is what it is. Times are changing. I guess there's just not as much money as WWE really thought there was. I'm really hoping that somebody out there is willing to overpay to give us the WWE pay-per-views for free before we go back to a pay-per-view schedule, where basically WWE, they're not going to slow down and give us less shows. It's not going to be like, hey, you only have to pay for Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and WrestleMania. They're gonna pump you 12 shows and expect you to pay $50. And there's people out there, there people who were kids before 2014 that didn't watch wrestling that don't understand. That's the way it used to be. And that's the way UFC does it. TKO, since they've moved in and bought this company, and people have to remember, WWE is not WWE. This is TKO/WWE. There's no Vince McMahon. A lot of the people are still around, but the person who paid all that money to acquire this company wants to make their money back, and they want to make more. Some Powerball winner out there did not buy the company, who is a lifelong wrestling fan who wants to give back, and all of a sudden, everything's going to be just given to us. I think the WrestleMania 41 ticket sale was the writing on the wall for me. It was like, oh, wow, yeah, okay. But since then, my friends sending me, saying they had to pay $200 for SmackDown tickets to sit in the hundreds. That was like, yeah, this ain't the same thing anymore. And just people kind of getting priced out. I'm always going to be a wrestling fan. To me, I'm a big football fan. I love my 49ers. I love football across the country. There's teams I love. There's teams I hate. There's teams that I kind of root for. But football, to me, I'm not going to turn down going to a game. But like going to a season, getting season tickets to the 49ers doesn't really appeal to me. I think that, getting there early, tailgating, being in there with the other fans would be fun. But football to me is a television sport. And you sit down at your TV, you kind of have announcers break down the plays as they go on to just show you the things that you really don't see. Football to me, if the higher you sit, the more you see of the game. The lower you sit, you follow the ball, but you don't see holes open up. When plays happen, you're kind of just as surprised as everybody else. And the higher you are, you can see things really before they happen. But we're going to go into Costco. Toilet paper, scissors, tape, probably whatever else comes along. Peace out.